Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir Silent Gods. For today's video, I'm going to showcase a full melee Frost team against the MEKKATORQUE, hitting 200 million. But before I get into that, we need to talk about the D&D collaboration event. Starting February 23rd, you can now summon Elminster Omar from the Planner Summoning. He's a new hero of the fire element, the Sage of Shadowdale. Before, we had Dristo Erden, who I absolutely love. This time we also get an exclusive artifact, which is perfect for Elminster, as well as other heroes. There's even a new boss to fight, Samaster. This enemy is going to come with a multi-stage set of battles for even richer content. Really cool graphics for this one as well. There's also some other new monsters like the Dracolich and the Stone Golem. There's also new dice skins. I love the ones from last season's, and these ones look great as well. They never disappoint with the graphics. There's also the Sage Baggage, which is a special pack you can purchase that gives you an avatar frame. There's new maps, new storylines, and so much to explore. Join the D&D legends in the Dragonheir world. Be sure to download via Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, or Epic Games. And also be sure to use my promo code DRAGON0223. So this was kind of the start of my first A team, I guess you could call it, my team number 1, that I was expecting to hit over 100 million for sure, and ideally 200 million. And the goal of this was to try to have a team full of melee units. And I thought that was pretty fun. I wanted Driss to be the center, the focus, but someone had to place the defense penalty more reliably, so he ended up getting that job. I have Okadir in here as a frost applier, but with this kind of a pattern for his hit, he actually only hits like 3 of the balls, so it's not ideal, but hey. We have Trollgar in here to smash, and he definitely does the job. We finally have a use for Trollgar, and I can't believe I booked him. But this is what I love about this game and having new bosses and new content introduced is we find uses for heroes that we'd otherwise call pretty terrible for most content. I even brought in Nessa instead of Rose because she brings 2 debuffs, which we need debuffs for the sake of building up the boss's, I guess, not damage mitigation, but how much extra damage they take. And we have Blind, which actually does help with damage mitigation versus this boss. So this is a really cool one. Ultimate Energy we can't do anything with for the enemy, but that's okay. I have her and Mona Lisa set in the Hourglass and some decent skill haste, so she can actually proc some extra healing as much as possible, which is why I also have her built with really high HP. But I do want to showcase this team. I think it's a really cool one, and yeah, I'm really impressed with the damage result, given the fact that Frost is only being applied to like 3 balls. Dristo Erden on full auto with the defense penalty is not hitting every ball either. MEKKATORQUE plus 5 of the 6 balls, which, sorry, I call them balls, guys. They're orbs, whatever. They're crystals. They're balls. And then Trollgar smashes and does, again, more damage when there's frost. And actually, Driss does more damage when there's frost as well. But again, only on 3 of the balls for most of the hits. And I think it's really cool that this team is able to be not optimal as far as really taking advantage of applying frost to all 6 of them, but still be successful. Like Trollgar and Okadir are heroes that I would bench normally versus some of the epics in this game. So with that in mind, I really thought it was fun to be able to use some of the legendaries that are worse than the epics in most content, and worse than the rares. Like you'd use Usha before you'd use Okadir in most cases, for example. So it was just a fun, different team, and we're able to utilize them and then save other heavy hitters like Oster and Losenia. I can save for a whole nother team, which is amazing. So it really just allowed me some versatility. And of course, we have our amazing Garius and a Gatekeeper staff. We can't go wrong there. And Ancestral Protection as well. But this is the team, guys. So yeah, we have a crit damage aura, and I'm really, really impressed. All right, and here is my timing. So let me slide myself out of the way here. You can see it's Trollgar and then Okadir down there. But yeah, Drist is at... Okay, who's first? So Okadir goes first to apply whatever frost he can and boost all allies' attack, which is amazing. And then we have... I have him actually at a 15-second rotation, so he goes twice to the once because I was able to get his skill haste down. He has very low cooldowns, which is wonderful. And then after him, Drist is going to do damage and apply the defense penalty via Witch's Remains. And then Trollgar is going to be the DPS that smashes, dispels the frost, and ignores defense based on dispelling those frost. And yeah, just smashes. And then we have Nessa and Garius at full YOLO. No perfect timing there. I didn't even pause them at all. Just letting them go as much as possible to heal, to shield in his case, to apply debuffs in her case. And yeah, that's kind of how that goes. So they just changed this, which is really cool because it really allows you to see what the bosses do a lot better in this rotation. This is really neat. But it doesn't show the passive. So let me click out of here. Let's go here. So the boss has this misstep, increases damage taken every time they gain a debuff, right? So this misstep here, that's why we want as many debuffs as possible, like the different defense penalties, different levels of attack penalty would count, or even healing prohibition, even though we don't need it, it still helps for this passive here, which I know I'm blocking, so maybe I should just make myself tiny for a minute. Okay. And then we have this. So like my Nessa is bringing blind, which helps to gain a stack of thwarted transmission, which decreases the damage dealt by 30%. It's like a whole nother form of like attack penalty, which is amazing. So if you don't have a ton of attack penalty or a way to keep it consistent in a team, you don't really need it if you bring blind, charmed, or fear. So that's awesome again. But it is only for 10 seconds at a time, keep in mind. So having multiple is ideal. Let's see here. Then we have the boss. Of course, we have the overheated, blah, blah, blah. Fires projectiles, dealing damage. So this is these core, the magic crystal projectiles. These are the balls, as we call them. I don't know. That's what we're trying to hit. And any damage or debuffs done to them affect the boss as well. So then we just have a basic AoE attack, and then here, with this AoE attack, it actually dispels buffs, I think it is. I think it's this one. Or was it the passive? It's this. So there is a missing description with this boss, which we did get confirmation on. If you guys are noticing that your buffs are being dispelled, that is supposed to happen. We're just missing the wording for it, unfortunately. So if you notice your buffs disappearing, there is a reason. And yeah, we have the goal of hitting 200 million because once the boss hits 200 million, it takes 90% less damage. So don't stress about how much more beyond 2 million you can do because it really doesn't matter that much. It does show here the recommended accuracy is 320, but we only need 230 because of the extra buffs from our synergy and from the alliance bonuses. So that's kind of our plan here, guys. Alrighty. But yeah, I'm going to just play this run so you can see what's happening. Hop to the end and show the results. But I'm so happy with this. It is a pretty OP team. Yes, we have legendary stuff here, but I'm not trying to be budget in here. I'm trying to do my best crazy team I possibly can. But I will showcase a very budget team in another video, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and I almost forgot, the reason that Trollgar is pushed to like 15 seconds is I tried to stretch him out a little bit, just in case Okadir or Drist can apply another set of frost with the battle skills. So as you can see here, he applies frost with his battle skill, and so does Drist. So if the timing happens to go where you can slide in a quick little battle skill pop before Trollguard does his big smash and dispels all the frost, it would allow him for more frost to dispel. So I stretched him out a little bit just to see if that can happen. It doesn't normally, but I do think it might have happened a time or two throughout the battle, which probably helped in the end. To quickly explain the positioning, I have him here because of this formation. If he was over one more spot, he would not hit 3 of the balls. He'd only hit like 1. We don't want that. So if you have a melee unit that does have a little bit of a funky range, like Usha as well, she should be here. And I did just line up the others because it doesn't really matter. Their AI is smart enough to turn around for this skill, at least to hit most of them. Same with him here. But when you have melee, they are just going to line up in a line anyway, so you might as well put them in the spots where they're more ideal. But again, this team is far from ideal, but it does the job. And if you haven't already, be sure to download Dragonheir Silent Guides now using the link in the description or the pinned comment. It's available on Android, iOS, Mac, PC, Steam, and Epic Games.